inflation is causing. We're strongly committed to bringing inflation back down. We have both the tools we need and the resolve that it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses. The labor market is extremely tight and inflation is much too high. Against this backdrop, today the Federal Open Market Committee raised its policy interest rate by 0.75 percentage points.
Hey y'all, check this out. The Federal Reserve raises interest rates by 0.75%, and this is the most since 1994. What they're saying is their effort to slow down inflation. So let's dive in. This is a complete mess, and we're going to see how this is impacting the markets. So let's dive into this article here. As the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.75% on Wednesday, Americans are expected to see increased costs on everything from credit card charges to mortgages. This is the largest single interest rate hike by the Feds since 1994, and it is sure to have a significant impact on the economy. With inflation still rising and the Federal Reserve is taking actions, they're saying, to try to keep employment high and inflation low, this interest rate hike is a strong measure that will likely have a major impact on the financial stability of the nation, but also the stock markets and everything. So the Fed rate is currently 1.75 and is expected to rise to 3% this year, with more hikes to come. So Jeremy Powell, who is the Federal Reserve chairman, says the current price is clear, the labor market is very tight, and inflation is much too high. The economic projections released Wednesday, the median Fed policymakers expects interest rates to rise to 3.4% by the end of the year. This would suggest 1.75 in total rate hikes spread across the remaining 4 scheduled policy setting meetings this year. However, the Fed is now messaging a much steeper path of rate hikes than it previously forecasted in March. The urgency to move faster and coincide with the Fed policymakers are expecting that inflation will not abate fast as they expected in their March projections. This suggests that Fed is concerned about inflationary pressures and is moving to counteract them. So what they're saying in this article here, and just going through it, it's really a complete mess. Like, these are the same people that are saying, oh, we want to protect consumers, right? We want to protect them from being able to invest in risky investment tools, or, have a certain criteria to meet. Pretty much the rich stay rich, right? But here, they can't even manage their own money. That's how I look at it. This is a complete disaster, and people are saying, Bitcoin is reacting, positively to that. I'm not gonna hold my breath with that. I'm not going to say, Bitcoin's going to do well from there. With inflation, nearing a record high, with prices rising more than 9% this year since 1981, which is crazy. The ability to make, for people to meet basic needs is going to cause a sell-off, not just in stocks, but in assets, because people are going to try to keep up. We're going to try to balance. It's like a balancing act, because now things are more expensive. Now, we have to pull from different pots to make ends meet, right? So looking through this article here, and like he said, he's saying he's not trying to induce a recession with interest rate hikes, but is that accurate? Is that what we're, we got to read between the lines. So you guys, got that short clip of Powell. You got that short clip of what's going on. And you see what's happening. You see what's happening and how the crypto markets are impacted by this. Looking at Bitcoin sitting at $21,076.22, pulling back, down 30% for the week, pulling back, just falling off a cliff. Ethereum's probably set to go under 1,000, like we've been saying on our Technical Tuesday analysis. And this impacts everything. I know people say, oh, crypto doesn't align with the stocks. It's not point for point, right? But at the same time, when you see trouble in the stock market, we've traditionally seen trouble in the crypto market as well, because it's still an asset. It's an asset class. People are going to be selling that asset to cash out, right? So that's what we're seeing here. Just a bloodbath, a pullback. And let's dive into the charts here. We'll see that as well. Looking here at the charts, we're finally going to remove our blue lines here. We hit our target right on the money, starting back in what, April? No, probably before April. Since we started Technical Tuesdays, we had this projection to 20,000, despite everyone saying, oh, that would never happen. Oh, Bitcoin will never break 30,000. It happened, and it happened fast, right? So what we're seeing here is a very clean chart now. We finally got those those lines out of there. But those are our targets here. We see we wicked it, we reached it, but now the question is, are we going to break and close below 20,000? That's the question. That's the weekly time frame. Going down to the daily time frame, we have a bearish candle here as well. Still wondering what's going to happen there. What we can see is right now bearish momentum, but are we going to make a new low below this wick right here? So that's something to pay attention to, and that's kind of indicate where we're going. This will indicate where we're going. Will we close above this level? Will we break above below this wick? That's what we're looking for. A lot of people are saying we're going to rally back. We could temporarily. I mean, looking here, we had this counter trend line right here. Counter trend line broke it. What I could expect is just we make another counter trend line, potentially another counter trend line here, and then break below again. That's kind of what I would be expecting here. Break below and make a new low heading lower. So brace yourself for that. Brace yourself for everything. You can have an idea of what we could be doing either way, but what we were looking at here, based on everything going in the market, based on all the information that we have, and that's kind of what you want to look at. Technicals aside, you want to look at the fundamentals, look at the market conditions, look at what's happening, not just in the U.S. but around the world. Look at the wars, look at the spending, right? What we're seeing here is no sign of pulling back. No sign. Weekly, daily time frame here, there's no sign. The lower time frames you really want to stay away from. You want to stay away from those because you want to get an overall directional bias on what's happening in the market. You don't just want to look at this and say, oh, I see a green candle, I see a bullish candle, and now we're going to turn around and we're heading to 100,000 from here. That's not how it works. So if it worked that way, everyone would be paid, to be honest with you. But we want to see a break above here. Are we going to break above? But even more so, it's just a pullback. There's nothing showing, and this is the 30-minute time frame, which I don't even like showing you guys here because I just think that it's not really healthy to show people the lower time frames because there's a whole bunch going on. You want to get an overall directional bias on what's happening in the market to apply that to your information that you gather. The multiple candles on the lower time frames, they're not going to help you long term because there's just a lot going on that you can't see, but you can get a wide overview on the higher time frames. So looking at this here, we have a pullback here. It broke below. I would be okay seeing another counter trend line being placed right here. It may not look like that particular. We'll see how the candles print, but right now another candle pullback here, and see how it's print. We're going to break below. Next support level, if we break and close below this 20,000 level, would be 13,000. So we'll see what's going to happen. Just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on, not only in the crypto markets but also the world, so you guys can see how that impacts everything. And it's not just because Bitcoin's not tried and true. We know Bitcoin's tried and true, but what happens when a situation puts you in a position where you have to pull and grab from different assets? Selling occurs, which is why we always say take profit, right? Everyone should have took profit months ago. So this is something that you want to pay attention to. This is something that we will still keep you updated on because this is we talk about the government, we talk about Powell, we talk about everything that's happening, we talk about the interest rate hike, and really just the entire decision by the feds. These are the same people that are trying to get average people like me and you to not make millions. And they're making the best decision, right? But these decisions clearly are not for the best interest of the people. Okay, we're pretty much crushing the middle class, crushing people, that middle class. As soon as you crush that middle class more and more and more, what happens, right? There's only going to be poor and rich, right? So just something to take a look at. I'm just giving you our 2 cents here at Clockwise Crypto. You guys can see what's going on in the markets. You guys can see what's going on with all the crypto assets. A ton of uncertainty, but I think there's more blood to come. There's more things that we need to watch out for, and we're going to be looking at it. There's no coincidences. I don't think anything's a coincidence. Just like saying it's a coincidence that Celsius right now is at 56 cents and just falling off a cliff. It's not a coincidence. It's because of what they're doing, right? It's not just, that's just a coincidence that Celsius. No, it's because of, they're holding millions of dollars away from their customers who entrusted them. So just take a look at that. Take a look at everything. Keep doing your research, right? And keep seeing what's going on and how that correlates to the market. And, you know, we'll keep giving you daily information on what we see, ultimately helping you move forward towards financial freedom with crypto assets. And we're going to cover very soon how to make money in a bear market. So stay tuned to that. Hope you got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.